Hi everyone, it's Angela here from Stamping Beauty in Christchurch, New Zealand. Yes, it's Tuesday again. That rocks around quickly, doesn't it? Hope you've had a good start to the week. Mine's been good, I think. I have to think, but it has. So say hi if you're here. It's always nice to see who's here and catch up. Carrying on from my going through the catalogue, last few pages, so we might crack on and get those finished tonight, just so you can see what's in the catalogue. It's always nice to have a little bit of an in-depth look, and this one is about blending. Got the sponge daubers, which were good for sort of specialised areas if you want to add some colour. The blender pens, lots of different uses for those. Stamping brayer, the layers of beauty masks, the blending brushes, which you need for that. So small and normal size. Colour lifter, which is great to add a bit of variation when you're using the Stampin' Blends. And then different colour palettes on those. They're particularly good for skin colour. And just a bit of brown, changing some brown areas. And then inking, we've got the white, you've got your Versamark, which has got a couple of different uses. Memento stays on in brown if you want to soften the look a bit more. And then cleaning, especially for the stays on stamp. So that's those pages. Projects that pop, so something with a little bit extra. So create your own shimmer paper, stamp an image, then wash it over with Wink Stella. I love Wink Stella, can't get too much of that. Watercolours, adding some gold with the embossing powder, and white embossing powder too. So different embossing powders, which I love embossing powders. And then colour families or colours, so nice to see such a beautiful selection of colours on that page. They look great, and good layout. You could, even if you don't want to do it in just one colour, you could change that up. And then of course the colour coach, which is really handy if you want to have some help with colour combinations. And then of course our fabulous colour collections, basics, in colours, which we've got the two families, subtles, brights, regals and neutrals. And as you know, the cardstock, the DSP, the stamp pads and ink refills, all coordinating, which is so great. I've just had somebody new to Stamping Up, and they just love that. Just takes the chore out of matching your colours. And then of course all the kits, which are online, so you can see what's coming out. And they two new ones each month, or at least two, so that's good. And also joining. As I said, I had someone new and we talked about joining. She didn't even know that you could join, so that's something definitely worth asking me about if you're interested. I've got a fabulous team of women, and welcome men as well. Happy to have anyone along who loves Stamping Up. And then of course the index, which takes you through everything, so an easy way to find what you're looking for. And then just the legal stuff, the angel policy, if you're wanting to sell your stamps, sell your cards at least, to have a wee stamp in the back. So that's the catalogue, which is full of lots of fabulous ideas as well. And if you can't find anything in the catalogue, just check online, because all the storage and the glass mat and things like that, they're online. So if in doubt, check that out, because that's where it might be. So on to the cards. Now I had, this is what I'm doing here, the split panel card tonight. A customer came to a class and she showed me one that she'd made. Hers was portrait, and I had that great big stamp there, and I thought it would have to go landscape. So this is the card that I've made. So I'm going to be recreating that tonight. So super easy. So we'll get started. And what else? A couple of other things to tell you. I'll think about those as we go. So I've got this beautiful cloud cover cardstock, which goes with this paper, which is a Celebratory Sips paper. So I just have to get my board, my trimmer, and my instructions to make sure I remember what I've done. So what you want to do is you want to create your score line and then cut this piece out. So pop it in, and the first thing I'm going to do is score it at 10.5. So that's the middle. So score that. And then I'm going to make the first cut. I'm going to move that right along to 17.5. Just checking what I've said. Cut that. Hope this is right. And then I'm going to move it back to 13.5. And I'm going to cut that out. So this piece is the middle piece, and we're not going to use that. So just pop that in with your scraps. So I've got now this funny little top piece here. So it's going to burnish that really well because you want it to stay down as well as can be. And then this piece is going to eventually sit here once we add this panel. So you can do the panel as wide or as thin as you like, just depending what you're putting on it. So I've got this gorgeous DSP. So I haven't used much of this one with this, I guess because it sort of, to me, it sort of seemed a little bit Christmassy. But now what we want to do is adhere these bits of designer series paper to that. So I'll just get that on. So I hope everyone's had a good day. I had an early start at the dentist. I was there at 8:30 this morning, but good to get that done. So just pop that on here. So that I've just made a couple of millimeters smaller. So just want to wiggle that around to get it nice and even. And then this bit here is going to go on this top panel. You could add window sheet if you wanted, but you don't, it's not really necessary. Right, I think that's okay. Oh, hi Lisa, nice to have you here. Thanks for coming along. Then what I did is I got just a bulldog clip, just a mini one, and I just lined that up along there. I'm just going to put a clip on it just to keep it in place. What I want to say too, if you sign up to my newsletter, you'll get all the measurements will be in that and step-by-step instructions. And then this piece here, I've got this panel, and it'll have all the measurements as well. But I'll just tell you, this is 5.5 by 8.5, and then this is 2 millimeters smaller, 5.3 by 8.3, and that's just going to sit on there. So you could stamp images, but I've just cut those out of that paper that I love so much. Bordered some more. Right, so that's just going to go on there. And then I didn't want the background to be plain, so I've done some ink splatter on that, just using my marker. Oh, hi Beck, nice to have you here. Oh, you like that DSP too. Will I be seeing you in Las Vegas? Hope so. Right, I'll just flick that on there, so as much or as little as you like. Just to break that plainness. And then I'm going to, oh actually what I might do, I might actually just take all this apart for a minute. I'm going to put this piece down. This is just like an insert, but I've used the basic white card. You will. I'm picking for. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Right, so that's going to go in there. I know it's going to come around quickly. It's so exciting. Right, so that is going to just line that up again. Pop that on there. So I want that is 1 centimetre in. So I'll just, so what I think is a good way to do it is just line it up where you want it. So I think about there looks about right. It just depends what you like. And then that, I think that's enough glue. I'll just switch that around. I'm a bit haphazard, aren't I? Not exact. Oops. Pop that on there. And then go in about 1 centimetre. And then just check that it looks straight. And it's quite good when the paper, it does have a little bit of pattern, it gives you a bit of a guideline. So you could just put a block on that just to give it a few minutes to just set. And then I have cut out that already, and I've got a green one here. And then I wanted that orange bit in there, and I'm just going to cut that off this glass here, and actually I'm just going to adhere it when I pop it on. So I'll put some dimensionals on the back of those. So spread those out. Just put half one on that, and then I want it on that side. It's going to overlap onto there. That's, I could pop one up the top. I don't want it flapping in the wind. Right, so that should be set by now. So I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. Now this is out of the With You in Mind, so these big gorgeous stamps. And I've got cloud cover, which I bought, which isn't guaranteed for perfect coverage, so but luckily this is working well. But if you do want this, you can buy the ink refill and the little Stampin' Spots. Right, so I'm going to have to stand up and just pop that in the gap and hope for the best, fingers crossed. And yes, yay. It's always good, isn't it? It's always a bit of a risk. But worst case scenario, you just put another piece on top. So it's always more cardstock. So that, I'm just going to stick that down there. Stick that. So it's sort of hanging off the edge there. And this is going to overlap a bit. So this is a really quick and easy card. Put that down there a little bit. Just look at that. Fancy. Oh, left my measurements on there. You could put another bit of cardstock if you didn't want that gappy look, but hopefully nobody's looking at that part. Oh, do you use it a lot? Yeah, I sometimes don't use it because it's quite large, but I thought I do need to use it a bit more because I love when they mix and match the fonts. It always adds a bit of interest. Then I've got these, which are the 2025 to 27 in colour flat pearls, and love that cloud cover. And it's nice to have a little sparkle. And I thought this made quite a good man's card. So I have a large one there, a smaller one there, medium sized one up here. and that's it. So it's quite a quick card, and it just stands up, and then you can write your message in here, so there's plenty of room, or you could add something on the back if you were that way inclined. And I always think people like a bit of something that's a bit fun, different. And you, as I say, you could put the window sheet on the back there if you wanted, but it saves a job if you don't. That one and Simply Said are my faves for sentiments. Yeah, and actually even inside you could, like, if just on a normal card, pop that inside. Nice to, because I like to take a bit of room in my cards so I don't have to write much. Oh, thanks, Lisa. And so this, I've got a friend, he's turning 60 this week, and so I made him this card. So I thought that worked really well with the old olive and looked fairly masculine. And yeah, I put the 60 inside, so you can't forget how old he is. So, and that is with the Secret C. I loved how that stamps beautifully. So that is me, super quick and super simple tonight. What else? I was going to tell you some things. Oh, still remember the Global Ink Collective. You get the tutorials if you shop with me, or if you don't live out of the country, you can pop over to my blog, and it's $22.50. So really good value for 12 tutorials. We did the Perfectly Pairs this month, so that's a really lovely set. Got something new for next month, and all artisans or ex-artisans, so lots of beautiful projects. New things coming next month, so that's only around the corner, so not far, so we'll have some new things to show soon. So thanks very much for hanging out with me. If you make one, tag me. I love to see what you make, and I might even try doing something in portrait over the week, because I just like, it's a little bit of fun. So thanks again, and hopefully see you again next week. Take care and have a great week. Bye.